Well, we continue with our analysis of Cyril Ramaphosa's journey from unionist to president, a man who once fought for the rights of workers. Dr. Somadoda Fikeni joins us now via our Skype line as we continue this conversation. Somadoda, we're leading with our headline, from unionist to the union buildings. Is it going to be a difficult divide for the president to breach this morning?
I don't think so, because COSATU was fully behind him as he ascended to the union building. And also he has the experience as a union leader. As a deputy president, he pretty much was responsible for the NADLAC process of bridging the gap between business and the unions, and also the issue of the minimum wage. So to that extent, he has not been far removed from the workers' issues.
But he has had a somewhat tense relationship with workers in the recent past.
Certainly, if you take the Marikana situation and the AMCO, that is one area where you had sharp differences. But also besides, the left in the country is always suspicious of people who were in the struggle and who now seem to be extremely rich. So to that extent, you do have some subtle reluctance of the workers to embrace Ramaphosa until he has to demonstrate that he is back and he is progressive, he is supportive of the workers' issues.
Yeah, and I mean, it is an incredibly difficult labor environment he will be delivering this keynote address in. I mean, the national minimum wage was meant to be put in place by today. We're also seeing a number of strikes around the country, the bus strike in its second week, that looming public servants strike. There's a lot hanging on this speech to be given by the president today.
Certainly, he has to give some signal as to how the country deals with a lot of challenges, political, economic, and people beginning to feel the pinch of all the taxes, the rising cost of living, and the contestation for any jobs which are still available. So he should give content to his new dawn, but not only that, he should be mindful of the fact that this is an election season. Very often we see a spike of these protests, of these strikes in a year leading to elections, because people might have recognize that this is the time when government and political leaders are most receptive.
Now, talk to me about the importance of addressing this COSATU May Day rally, given that SAFTU is holding its own May Day event as well. Should the president be more focused on dealing with the tripartite alliance?
I do think that he has a balancing act of embracing the tripartite alliance, especially in view of the fact that COSATU didn't allow President Zuma to address them last year. And he has to unite the tripartite alliance, the ANC, but at the same time rise above and transcend all these to embrace the whole nation, and also to provide leadership and positive overtures to all other federations and unions, because down the road he'll be dealing with them, he'll be negotiating with them.
And also, workers are not looking to be placated today. One gets the sense that workers are looking for some material changes to be announced by the president.
Certainly, workers, and not only workers, their families and the country at large, seem to have transitioned from the honeymoon period of the time when we used to be more obsessed with the institutions of democracy, such as the Constitution or social security. The debate now is about delivering on transformation, delivering on jobs, and delivering on employment, as well as the ending of poverty. All those are material benefits that people are saying, if this liberation, if this freedom has to have any meaning, it must have material implications in a positive sense.
Absolutely. Well, thanks very much for taking the time to speak to us and unpacking those issues for us. Dr. Somadoda Fikeni, joining us there via our Skype line as we build up to the President's first May Day speech as ANC President and as Head of Government.